You're listening to Life and Shyt. I'm Danielle Walker.
And I'm Tommy Walker.
Join us as we talk about our journey overcoming fears, boundaries, marriage, family, lifestyle, business, and whatever other shit you can think of.
We're individuals that came together to create one unit with one mind and one goal.
Hey, baby.
What's going on?
How you doing today?
I'm outstanding.
That's what's up.
How's my hair look?
Oh, your hair looks pretty good.
I should have asked you that before.
Yeah, it's okay. You asked, so I didn't give you the face like, why would you ask that when we're on camera? It's a legit question. It looks good. I got a question for you.
Hit me.
Do you have any tattoos you regret?
Do I have tattoos I regret? Mm-hmm. Partially, yes.
Partially?
Yeah.
That's a great answer.
Yeah. Half the tattoo I regret, the other half is okay. So the tattoo that I regret, I was 17 years old when I got it. It was literally 2 weeks before I went into the Navy.
Okay.
So 2 weeks before I left for boot camp, I'm 17 years old, living in New York, go to East Village, go get it, East Village. It was like, it's in Manhattan, and I go to a tattoo joint. Now, first of all, I'm not even old enough to get a tattoo, right? You're supposed to be 18. But I told the dude, I was like, I'm going to the military in 2 weeks. So, I want to get this tattoo. And dude was like, all right, cool. What do you want a tattoo of? And I was like, I want a heart. I want two hearts and my mother's name and, my girlfriend at the time name. And he looked at me and said, you sure? And I was like, yeah, I want to do it. 17 years old. And when I went to my recruiter, he looked at me like, are you fucking stupid? And I had no idea. I'm like, why? What? He's like, you're not supposed to get no tattoos before you go to boot camp. And I mean, dude was on me. Mm-hmm. He's like, you might not be able to make it. I was like, and then at that time I got scared. I was like, oh, because I was ready to go.
Oh, damn. Oh, shit.
Yeah, I was like, what? I'm like, how'd I get this tattoo off me then? Like at that time, I was like,
take it away.
Yeah, I was like, I don't want it no more.
Oh man.
So 17 years old, not knowing. Mm-hmm. My parents just signed me over to go to the military, so they were excited as well. But now I might not make it because of a stupid tattoo. And then I'm not even with that girl. So, so I'm not, so I wasn't with the girl.
Damn.
And then I got my mom's name. So that's the tattoo I regret. How about you?
Damn, that's crazy. There's a couple of things that come from that story that you said, right? It's just like, wow. Do I have a tattoo that I regret though? I would say, I guess I don't really regret any of them. I just don't like the way one of them looks, and that's just it. I think I would just it's the first time that I got actual words, and I didn't think about like how words look after time. Okay. So I would have gotten the script a little bit different. It's small, but still, this is the one I just don't really care for. Yeah. But one thing that you said, which is funny, right? But you were on your way to the Navy, and Captain Cook, back in the days, I don't even remember when it was, but I know that he was one of the first sailors. He went to the Polynesian Islands, and when all the sailors got there, they seen all of their tattoos, and when they came back, they brought the word tattoo and tattoos back. So it was like, of course it was a Navy thing, right? But I mean, originally, of course, it was a native thing that we took and brought back to America, true American way. But that's pretty cool. And then another thing that you mentioned was the kind of tattoo that you got, which was a heart. And what would you think is the most popular tattoos that people get?
Oh, hearts
1,000%. And angels. Those are like the top two tattoos that people get. Is that not? So it makes sense that would be your first tattoo. Yeah. And I don't know if I have a heart on. Oh, I do have a heart, but I made sure that it was an anatomically correct heart. So I wanted all the correct vowels, and I wanted the veins, and so
it's not the Valentine's Day heart.
No, it's not the booty, which the heart comes from the woman's butt. Yeah. So just look that up. Yeah, Google it.
So we're talking about tattoos today, and Danielle and I are tatted, as people would say. Danielle has more tattoos than I do.
Do I?
Yes, you have significantly more tattoos.
Really?
You went on a tattoo spree.
I was going to ask, are tattoos addictive?
Yeah, I think so, because we've learned that there's tattoo season. And apparently tattoo season is usually around the time people get tax returns.
You're so silly. That's for certain people. Nobody gets tax returns where we are now. So,
well, the people that I've talked to usually get tattoos after they got their tax return. That's just my life. That's my ecosystem. Not saying that's in everybody's ecosystem.
So that's why you think they're addictive?
But if you relate, yes. Because once you kind of get one, then because it's like the fear of getting it first. Because I remember back in the days, the first tattoo, it was like, oh, you could get AIDS, you could get hepatitis, you could get whatever, because people don't clean their needles, and there was a lot of fear behind it.
Yeah, that makes sense. Going back to your story in the beginning, though, I'll now can twist that even to my first tattoo, right? Because the reason I even got my first tattoo was because you were trying to not remove, but put a banner over that girlfriend's name.
Yep, I was trying to get it marked. I wanted to get it marked out, a little dark.
Yeah, and we went to different places in downtown and all over, our little city, and they were like 200, 160. I'm like, for a black line?
That's it.
Like, are you serious? So we ended up going to Rosarito for just to kind of hang out. It was like our first time.
Your first time in Rosarito.
Yeah. Some people at my job had told me about Porto Nuevo and going there, so I was like, okay, I gotta take you there, and we were walking around. I'm like, hey, it's all these tattoo places. Like, let's see how much it'll cost to get your tattoo off. And it was like $30. I'm like, oh, hell yeah. You got that bitch is gone.
So Rosarito is about 30 minutes south of Tijuana. And I've been going to Rosarito since I was 19 years old when I first got to San Diego.
Rosarito or Tijuana?
Rosarito and Tijuana.
Oh,
both.
okay.
Yeah. Because Rosarito is the story that, my man Dari, and everybody knows. Shout out to my brother Dari, who was on the show.
I thought y'all was in Tijuana.
No, he's in Rosarito. So Danielle and I are down there. Now we're doing the Rosarito thing. Like, we're having a good time. We're going into bars where it's all you could drink, and it's not top shelf. This is stuff that's like, it all has an X on it.
This is a story that came after I got tattooed.
No, it was the same night.
Well, I know after I got, so
you was already lit.
There's no reason to bring that
I have to bring.
This is what happened in the morning. I got tattooed before that.
Yeah, 1000%. It was no. It happened all in one night.
I know.
That's what I'm saying. So we was having a good time, and I'm telling you, it wasn't like one of those tattoo parlors that was like on a nice clean strip. This is what I'm getting at.
So he's saying I had some drinks before, right?
Because it was right on like the club row, if you want to call it like that.
It was like, oh, look, tattoo place.
It was probably a place where we shouldn't have got it. And we have a picture. We got a picture of a donkey, right? So the donkey was right outside, and we took a picture of the donkey, and then I went in and got my tattoo.
That's right.
Or I got my tattoo covered up.
Yeah. And then I decided to get a tattoo for my sisters.
Yeah, you was like, you know what? Since you getting yours, I might as well get my first. So this is Danielle's first tattoo. Very first.
Yep.
Did you already know what you was getting, or you know exactly where, or you just like, how did that come about?
Nope. That's how my just getting it with people who I love. My sister already had paw prints on her thigh, and I was just like, well, what kind of paw prints do you have? And she's like, cheetah, and I was like, okay, well, I'm getting panther prints. Boom. I was like, that's what's gonna happen. It was just there. I was like, okay, let's do it. That's the only thing I could think of to do, and that's one of the reasons I never had a tattoo, is because they're so permanent.
Yeah. And
I mean, now you can remove them, but yeah, it's like, what do I really, really want?
That's funny because, inside joke, when you talk about the paw prints, I think about paw prints and I think about a joke. So every time I hear about it, it comes into my head. So the history of tattoos, like you said, when you think of the Polynesian and Samoan Islands, it originated, the term originated there, right? Mm-hmm. But tattoos go back like before Christ. Mm-hmm. Like I was reading, they found tattoos on like mummies back in the days. Mm-hmm. And in certain cultures, tattoos are a badge of honor. And others, you may be looked at as like a bad guy, especially in our culture here in America. Yeah. You for a long time, you was a bad guy.
Well, Christianity, Judaism, Islam, they all look upon tattoos,
they don't like tattoos.
Right. But like Buddhism, Hinduism, they're tattoo friendly, right? So, but their tattoos have meanings.
And then different tribes. You have, you know, in the Samoan and Polynesian tribes, the tattoos were a skill that was passed down from father to son. And then if you, depended on how you ranked socially, you got certain tattoos.
So one tattoo would be like fish, and then you knew he was a fisherman. Or one would be like an axe, and you knew that he could cut things down. I mean, we learned that when we were in Tahiti, when we got a tattoo there, actually. Yep. And it's funny because people go there and they're like, oh, I want this tribal tattoo, you know? And I was just like, what is this about? And then they broke it down to me, and I was like, oh, shit. So to me, I don't feel as if I would be worthy of a tribal tattoo unless I got one for like MRIing or like entrepreneuring, you know, because I did that for 10 years. Had a little gradient or something going around. But, you know, I like, with much respect, I feel that that is something that they earned, right?
Yeah, 1,000%. And yeah, I'm in the same boat with you. Like, I couldn't get a tribal tattoo if I'm not a part of that tribe. If you're a part of that tribe, you know, hats off to you. So our tattoos, you know, the meanings are different. Like, and tattoos is always a topic of conversation, right?
Yeah.
Especially if you could see them. For a long time, I used to tell everybody, get your tattoos elbow up. But that was because corporate world will judge you. So with tattoos comes a lot of judgment.
This is true.
And we was watching a documentary that at some point, people with tattoos will talk to other people with tattoos.
Oh yeah.
But if you didn't have a tattoo and you seen somebody with tattoos, especially if it was on their necks or on their face, then you would shy away from talking to them. Why?
Yeah, because they look aggressive. They look, you know,
it was barbaric.
Yeah. They and sometimes they're not, you know, I'm not gonna say that all the time, but like most of the time they're just regular ass people anyways, you know, it's like, just like, that's just the way it is. But yes, you're absolutely right about the above the elbows, because I was working in the medical field. One time I came out without my lab coat on, and I had a short sleeve shirt on, and my arms were exposed, which I have my tattoos. And my boss was like, never let the doctor see you like that. And I was like, what? And he's like, no. And I mean, this is someone who's actually spent time with the doctors, like not just doctoring, you know what I mean? Like
he's not even a doctor.
No, right? He knows.
He's an administrator, and he's like,
Yep. And it was like, so from then on, you know, I just didn't disrespect that. Right, I just kept it on because apparently they would have been offensive. Now they didn't even know what they were. They didn't know what they represented. They didn't know anything. Didn't care.
Could have been a tattoo of someone who passed away that you wanted to pay homage to.
This is my mom, or this is my dad. Yeah. You want me to hide that? Like, I could have bucked against the system, but they paid me too much. No, it just wasn't worth it. It just really wasn't worth it.
Nah.
Yeah.
So first tattoos always have you know. I was supposed to go get a tattoo with my son. That was going to be the next tattoo of one of our businesses. Actually, it's the business, right? And it was something that we've been in for a long time. Yes. And that would have been his first tattoo experience. I'm glad his first tattoo experience is nothing like mine. Like a part of me is glad, like, let's have a conversation about tattoos before. And because tattoos also say a lot. There's a story for most people about tattoos.
Yes, that is real. And I all my tattoos have a story. Every last one of them. From the ones that you and I have together, we both have a phoenix. My phoenix is protecting my lock that I have here. Tommy has the phoenix that has a key. It's gripping the key to my lock. So that's pretty cool. Me and my sisters have a tattoo on our thigh. We all have that except for one, I want to say. I think maybe she got her tattoo. I think we all do, actually, now.
I can't remember.
Okay. I don't remember either. Sorry, sis. And then I have a tattoo with my best friend, the heart. I have a tattoo with my cousin, live life with a infinity sign on my ankle. And then for myself, I have a tattoo on my back, which is a picture of a moon child, as I like to call
her. It's one of my favorites. You got 2 tattoos that are my favorites.
And it's like a naked woman, and she's like lounging on a moon, because I'm a Cancer, and moon child is like what they call us, and I love the moon. And it's so refreshing, especially a new moon, but I have the half moon, or not even a half moon, like quarter moon on my back. And then it's stars, 6 and then 9 stars. And then in the front here, I have it's the road to enlightenment. the path rather to enlightenment, and it's the dots and everything, and it's on my chest, and on the bottom is the lotus flower. So your other favorite? No,
those are the two. Yeah. Those last two are my two, and that's the one you got in Tahiti, and then one you got at a house party. And that's the other thing about tattoos, right? So if you've never been to a tattoo party, like 1,000%, you gotta do it.
Yeah, that's true. So the first one, it was in Rosarito, and then the one on my hip was, yes, it was a house party. Our house party, it was a tattoo party. They keep on saying, like, you guys gotta throw another tattoo party, and I'm like, oh shit, we really did have a tattoo party. Like, someone set up and gave us all tattoos, which was pretty cool. It was nice.
And I didn't get a tattoo that time. That's why you got more than me, because I didn't get a tattoo at that time.
Okay. And then the other one I got you didn't get one when I went to Venice Beach either. No,
that's right.
So Venice Beach, you were there, but I got one at Venice Beach, and then and then Tahiti. We got one in Tahiti. So it was like different places, random places. Yeah. I get a hair in my ass, and I guess it's just like, hey, let's do a tattoo.
Let's go get a tattoo.
I felt like getting one this weekend.
and I'm due for one. Now, one thing about tattoos, you feel empowered. No lie, after you get a tattoo, there's something like it's just something about it. You're like, yeah, I like this, like that. Yeah. Especially if it's something dope, right?
Yeah.
If somebody spells something wrong,
and that sucks. That's like I was telling you, tattoo is even one of the most misspelled words, right? TATOO. Misspelled all the time, every time. Yeah. Even when I wrote it, I was like, did I spell that right? Let me check it. I'm a horrible speller. I will admit it 1,000 times. But I was like, oh no, this is right. And then when I was researching for the show, I saw that it was one of the most commonly misspelled words, which is hilarious. And then there's tattoos that are commonly misspelled, like beautiful tragedy. People put that, and that doesn't sound beautiful, right? But they spell tragedy wrong, or they say beautiful comedy and they spell comedy wrong. Another thing is fuck the system, and they spell system wrong. These are common. Why are these common?
Is people freestyling?
I mean, I'm awesome is another one. They spell awesome wrong.
That's so case in point, try not to get words. If you get a word, make sure it's written. Google it before you get a word.
That's real.
I know people that have like full on scriptures, right, or full like sentences, or words of affirmations.
Yes.
And for the most part, I've never seen anything misspelled, and I'm not looking to see something misspelled, because I'm be like, it's gonna hit my heart like,
yeah, that sucks. Yeah, check it out. Have somebody else look at it. Right? Did you know that women are more often tattooed than men?
Really?
Yeah, 51% of women are tattooed compared to 49% of men, or 41%. Sorry.
And you know what? I ain't no lie. It's just something like tattoos on a woman is pretty sexy.
And I think women's we actually get tattoos for purposes, which is why I had so many. And someone asked me, like, are you ever going to get a tattoo for yourself? And that's the one I started getting tattoos for myself. Yeah. I was like, I guess, it's another tattoo that I would get now would be one for with all my children. If we all got a tattoo, I think that would be pretty cool. We all talked about puzzle pieces and all this other stuff. And then with my brothers and sisters, like all of it, like my brother included in the one. Yeah. He's not going to get no paws on him. He can get one paw. That would be pretty cool. So, hey, bro, get a paw. Just get one.
No, don't get any paws. I'll tell you about that story later. So I have 5 tattoos, and I think the reason why I'm due for them is because a third of my tattoos, out of the 5, a third of them I got burned on. Like I feel like fuck. Why did I get a tattoo? Why did I get that tattoo? So of course one was the name that we talked about.
Oh baby.
And then I got a name of my old coffee shop. We got the logo of the coffee shop.
And you got it big.
Yeah. And now granted that coffee shop taught me a lot.
Yeah.
But it didn't go the way I wanted at the end. So I got a tattoo of it, and it's a story behind that.
First marriage, first coffee shop.
First brick and mortar. Right. So like I said, every tattoo there's a conversation piece about it. There's a story, and shit, man, I'm ready to get some fresh shit, some new shit.
Oh my goodness!
So some fun facts about tattoos. Back in the 1930s, Social security numbers were introduced, right? So now you got to remember your social security number. I didn't know that they came out in the 30s. So people are trying to remember their social security number. They got it tattooed on them, and
Like prison style when they used to tattoo the numbers,
just so they could remember. And they got it in places where they could see it. And then that was frowned. Like, well, it wasn't frowned upon, but they didn't. People wasn't into tattoos, right? Because of like everything that we just said. So now you got a tattoo of your social security number on you, and you're upset about it. Why the fuck would you tattoo your social security number on you?
Yeah, I mean, if that was back in the day, you didn't get a little card that you could take with you, and I'm guessing that's why they brought that card out.
What was there no pencils? Like we couldn't find one pen or a pencil.
It'll rub off. Like, hey, if that's the only way you can get paid, then they was like, nah, fuck that. We don't remember this.
Remember your number.
Did you know that when you get a tattoo, that the needle pierces your skin 50 to 3,000 times every time it goes?
Didn't know that. That's what makes sense why you swell up and bleed.
Yeah, it's like going to actually the second layer of your skin, right? So it's not the top layer, which wouldn't really hurt all that much, but it's actually penetrating the net, which is the dermis. So it's penetrating to the second layer, and also at 30 to 3,000 times.
The noises. It's
yeah,
the
right?
noises from it. That's how the tattoo. The gun doesn't sound that cool. You sound pretty cool doing it. And we talked about the fear of tattoos, right? So we had fears because of what they told us. So back in the days, if you got a tattoo and you didn't go all the way through it, that showed that you wasn't brave, or you didn't have no real courage. So now you're deemed a coward in the tribe because you didn't go through with the tattoo.
I can see that.
And you talk about that social stamp. People get upset about what somebody says about them on social media, and you can delete that shit, delete your account.
Yeah.
But you got this stamp of foreverness of being a coward in the tribe.
And that tribal shit.
How you bounce back from that?
My goodness, yeah. And I'm sure there's lots more things that you could do that were probably a lot more scarier than that, right? Confucius was one of the first people who deemed tattoos to be sort of like a hindrance of the body, right? Like the body was a temple, is how he presented it, and that we shouldn't blemish our temples.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
Fuck, I like Confucius.
Yeah, and I understand, right? I mean, we're only given one body, right? So, and then that's why. That was where my standing was on tattoos. I was like, nothing seemed permanent to me. I didn't want to put anything on my body that that was my stance.
Yeah, you was like, what is it? What can I do? What's out there? And then that's why I think that's where I'm at now. Like, that's why I'm like, I think I'll get my business logo on me. Like, as corny as that may sound, that's going to be my next tattoo.
Yeah, but it's a creation that came out of your mind. You know what I mean? So it's like, that's you. So, I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah.
When other people see it, they may not know what it is, which brings a story. So I think that tattoos always bring stories. Anytime someone sees all my tattoos, for whatever reason, people don't normally believe that I have tattoos. They're like, oh shit, like you're tatted. And I've been a lot of places where I'm the only tatted person. I'm like, oh shit, I'm tatted.
There's a lot of things about you that people would say oh shit about, baby. That's a good thing. Don't take that in the wrong direction.
Oh, thank you.
Sometimes I'll be like, oh shit. Hey, I wouldn't have thought my baby did that.
Something to say about that.
Another cool thing is, they're still finding like mummies, right? Like they found a mummy in Europe. It was in the mountains up there, and in 1991 they found 61 tattoos. And apparently he was like the oldest European known to have tattoos on him. So this is how far back tattoos go. There's a lot of, heritage, tradition behind it. I know there's a lot of mixed feelings about it, but, my takeaway about this whole thing is, you're the artist of if you decide to go get a tattoo, you're the artist of whatever you put on your body. So, when you create, be wise about the creation, and of course, there's tattoos out there that may be offensive, especially, depending on what part of the country that you're in, and just people have different beliefs and values. But, if you're thinking about getting a tattoo, or if you have a tattoo, just be wise about that creation.
Yeah, I agree with you. I say what goes on in Vegas stays in Vegas, but tattoos, that's permanent.
That shit goes everywhere.
Yeah. Till you get it removed, scraped off, like even worse then. But just be mindful.
That's a great one. I love you, girl.
I love you.
This is Life and Shit.
Life and Shit.
Do us a favor. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe. Leave a review. Let us know what your thoughts are. That's the only way that this show is going to be successful. And we appreciate you. Talk with you next time.